still, so I'm not gonna do my usual ramble just yet, but I hope everyone here is comfy, get some water, get a fan on you if it's warm, put on a hoodie if it's cold.
Laughs in 4 degrees outside. Fucking cold here.
Like 30 here, I think, as usual. That is a good call to turn on Macy, though. But yes. And missing invoice. But I will start my ramble then. Hello, I am Minerva, and I'll be your host for the day. Since we do have 2 runs today, I am going to say that for questions in general, you can ask in your party chat, you can ask in Yell and say as well. We should have people answering. We should have people answering. For the moment, just double check your holsters, double check everything. If we happen to make sure you have 5 essences and at least 10 re-raisers. If we have any wipes at the start, we will be exiting the instance and rejoining immediately, and that's why we want people to be prepared with those. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to wait for a few minutes as people restock, but yeah. And that's a ping, so that's my reminder to go do not disturb. Thank you. There you go. At 55, aka just now, I'm going to do a ready check. If you tabbed out, tab in and click the ready check. Just want to make sure everyone is here and ready. If not, we can in fact go on the hour. There is no problem with that. Arya, I'm going to assume you were in combat because that was an instant deny. Yeah. Oh, okay. I did not realize teleporting just cancels immediately. That's neat to know. Mark, I'm gonna assume you're ready as well. Yep. Then the other 3, I put the message in the chat just in case. But yeah. And for the sake of easier swapping of voice channels, if you swap to Discord, you can right-click the current voice channel we're in and click on Hide Names. This will just collapse it so you only see, so you can see both voice channels right next to each other. Right at the start, we'll have to switch. For now, just stay here. All 48 are in voice chat, so that is cool. I am going to do another ready check then. You can take the time. We're not at start time anyway. Big and Zimmy, just say when you're ready. Everyone else, strap in. We're not going anywhere. I guess a few things to confirm before we go in. For excellence targets, we have Gwyn on Trinity Avowed and Ferret on Queen. If you don't know how to do it, for physical, sorry. If you don't know how to do it, I can guide you through. Just make sure you have your holster set for that. And then for magic, we have Amelia Saloon. If we could just have all three of you confirm. There's Amelia, there's Gwyn, and there's Ferret. Thank you. It's for excellences, which you do not need to worry about because you're a newbie. You won't be using that. You can restart when we're inside, I would prefer. Okay. One more ready check. Okay. We can guide you through excellence, it's fine. It's not as complicated as it might seem. Okay. Sassy and Bunny Queen. Just say when you're ready. Alright, 1 second. You take care of something and then we'll get going. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, we are gonna queue in. If you tapped out, tap in and click commence. Few more. And there we go. Alrighty, now that we are inside of DRS, enjoy your cutscene if you're a first timer. For everyone, please activate your Pure Essence and a Re-Raiser. Once you have a slot in your first two actions, feel free to enjoy your cutscene if you're a first timer. It is very slightly different than normal mode. And it showcases some of the new areas, one of which you won't be seeing.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's mine.
Scammed.
You can restart your computer now. Go ahead. Ah, that's one other thing I forgot to say. Healers discuss Spellfort and Steel Sting. Who brings what? You need one per team. You can use translate for it as well. Okay, now that the barrier is down, please do not touch the glowing pads. Do not touch the glowing pads. What you'll do is you'll go to the Lost Finds cache, and you will load in your full holster for the run. And once you have, you will stand on the marker for your priority. If you're on Slimes, that's priorities 1, 2, and 3. Or Slimes 1, 2, and 3. You're going to the A marker. If you're on Golems, that is Golems 1, 2, and 3. You're going to the Delta marker. Can we just confirm both people have friend? That would be Kit Katsune and Hamako. Hamako Bobby. Alright, good. Everything else should be taken care of. Okay, since I see a lot of people on the golems marker now, please open up your holster, make sure all your stuff is actually in there and that you press confirm. If you did, then a party lead can start doing ready checks, assuming your party looks fine. And if you're on golems, we can start hopping down one voice channel. See you there.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm going to lead slime sides today. Can we have a ready check on slime side? I'm hollow, by the way. Slime sound looks good. Can I get confirmation on slimes 2 and 3 if they are good? Slime 3?
Slight delay. Hearing something up in the party chat.
Alright. Everyone who is good, so Slimes 2 and Slimes 1 can now jump down on the portal.
Slime 3 can also jump down.
Right, so first of all, I need 1 or 2 or whatever, how many perceptions I see Asala already doing it. Both south, thank you. Traps are going to be south, and one is going to be in the hallway. When we enter, you do not want to rush in until the 2 traps are found in the south rooms and in the hallway. First of all, can I get Naimia, Kit Kat, Draken, and Sora on 1? Shimo, Radas, Filianor, Kately, and Haname on 2. Me, Aliaron, or what? Artemis, Temi, Amelia on 3 with me. And Chu, Yarantai, Da, Asala, and Niels on 4. Zimi, Phoenix on south, and Wuvoni and Gabriel on north. Every tank will need their tank stance on this time. Technically, so what we are going to do, we go in, we find the traps, and then tank 1 is going to pick up 3 slimes. They are going to drop in waves of 3 in the middle corridor. Tank 1 picks up their slime, brings them to their room on their platform. You can already see those green platforms in the rooms. Then tank 2 picks up their 3 green slimes in the next wave, brings them to their rooms. 3 and 4 does the same. I will call out in which order, obviously, and they are going to fuse on the platform. The tanks are going to only stand at their platform and tank their slimes. When the 3 slimes fuse on their platform, they are going to gain 2 stacks. The goal of this encounter is, first of all, get every room on 4 stacks, and then at the same time provoke 1 more slime, get them to 5, and they are going to rapture. Meanwhile, the DPS are going to take care of red slimes. They are going to periodically spawn in the rooms. Your job is just to kill those red slimes. And the assigned healers are going to stay in the middle hallway, and every time I call out, bring 1 extra green slime to their tank to feed. The tank obviously provokes the slime off and lets it fuse with the slime on the platform, with this gaining more and more stacks. In the middle hallway, you just want to DPS down the ads that are spawning in the south and the north. You don't want them to go in any of the rooms because they are going to do an AoE and knock the slimes off the platform. Once we are on 4 stacks and every healer grabbed 1 slime and brought it in front of the room, I'm going to say provoke now, and every tank in the room is going to provoke the final 5th slime at the same time. With that, we are causing rapture, and hopefully that's the entire encounter. We are just going to rush out to the north and to the east at the end, and pray we did it fine or well. Anything to add, Naimia or Han?
One thing I'm gonna add, for the DPS specifically, when you're doing the red slimes and you're killing them, go all the way like in the back corners away from the middle hallway.
Oh yeah.
Always be in a corner and always be away from the hallway, so there's no chance of you putting a green slime on accident. Because if you're like close to the hallway on the wall, there might be happening that if a slime wanders by, you aggro on it. We would try to avoid it. Green slime.
Yep, that didn't work. Now can you put thanks.
I can also add that healers, you don't want to stay in the middle hallway, you want to stay in the room, roughly where the marks are. And when you are called you run into the hallway and attack with your normal spell, one green slime pull it into the room, because you don't want to pull more slimes by accident. They do aggro a little annoying.
Yeah. With that, can we do ready checks? Or there's any question? Again, thanks Sanson. Alright, trappers find traps. First in the hallway, do not rush out. First tank can pick up the 3 slimes and bring it to their rooms. Do not kill the green slimes, just bring them to the room, first room. There's already 1 slime running rampant. Second sets of slimes spawned, take them to room 2. There's already, again, 1 more slime running rampant. Please just the healer pick it up and bring it to their room 2. And then last set of slimes should spawn now, or the 4th one. Tank 4 pick it up and bring it to your room. Alright, next, healer 1, 2 and 3 pick up 1 green slime and feed it to your tank. Room 3 still didn't get one. Okay, room 1, 2 and 4 pick up 1 green slime and bring it to your room. The southern rooms, how are they? Southern room, room 1 still needs 1 slime to get 4. Mine also needs 1 to get 4. So, Naimia, yeah, you have that. Can I get 1 more? And then 2 and 4, what are the stacks
Room 2
on?
and 4, bring the slime to the tank, merge them to 4, please.
4 is 4, okay. 3 needs 1 more, and I don't know about 2, I cannot see that.
2 when it's fusing. Healers, grab 1 slime, keep it in the doorway, don't bring it to the tank now. Each healer seems to be having a slime. Also room 3 needs to merge 1 more, they're only at 3.
Ah, okay.
Room 3 merge real quick. Healers, keep the slime on you.
Arian,
Room 1, grab a new single slime please.
do not bring it to the platform, please.
Let me take over. Room 1,
Um,
DPS or the healer.
fuck.
This is safer still. Then room 3, please one more slime. And now tanks provoke the one green slime, just the one with one stack. And keep it on the green platform, please. Don't move it away from the green platform.
I got rupture on me, I think. Mine is fusing. Yeah, mine is rupturing.
This is fine.
Alright, run to the north
Everyone
and
out,
pray.
north and then east. Everyone north and then east. Watch out for the traps. If someone is behind, just rescue them.
Kill the soldiers.
Please interrupt the soldiers. Stun them. All the way in the corner. Kill the slimes that are approaching. Let's see.
This should be good.
Nope, we're good. They were just waiting for golems.
Ah, did we have any of that?
No. Yeah, we're good.
We're
Looks
good.
like one was.
Yeah. I
Okay,
didn't
good.
see anyone dead. Check your parties. For healers, please stay. Check your parties. If everyone is alive, you can jump on the platform and
We can
there are
jump.
2 chests, pick up your chests. There are person loot, you have to pick them up yourself.
Whoa.
Welcome back, Minerva.
How
A bit
would it
messy,
be?
but we did it.
I figured from how long it took.
It,
And
it
I-
was a very late rupture call out also.
Yeah, okay.
It was after they had ruptured.
I see.
Sorry.
Did you place the markers now?
Yes. They're
Okay.
placed.
And I will save. There we go. Thank you. And back up to main I go. Okay, now that we are at Seeker, hello, make sure you can hear me well, because I will be talking for the rest of the run. And you sure don't want to miss out on this awful voice. Okay, now that we are at Seeker, a few things to establish first and foremost. First off, there is a 10-minute AFK kick timer, so if I am talking for a while, please make sure to move your character. Or if you see someone in chat say wiggle, you know what to do, it's time to move. You do not want to kick yourself from the instance. That would not be ideal for any of us. That said, other things to note, casters, you have Cure 4, please use it, both to heal your party and to give a bravery buff. So you should be using it at least once a minute, but feel free to use it more, you have a lot of charges. For ranged, you can now swap out Perception for Dervish, and you can use that on cooldown. And one more thing, all tank stance is off. Naimia is our main tank, if you could mark yourself. Unless you don't want to tank, in which case you can find someone else. Other than that, actually, yeah, 2 more points. First off, limit breaks in this instance will only be used by healers because limit break 3 is just a cheap and easy way to get people up if we happen to get limit break anyway. And the second thing is, please don't AFK if you die. We have healers that will likely be arising mid-combat, so just be ready to pick up at any point if you happen to die. Worst case, just watch the fight, learn the mechanics, or try to from visuals. So if you want to join for future runs, you can do better. That said, let's go into some Seeker explanations. So, the boss in front of us is Trinity Seeker. His mechanics are very much similar to normal mode. In his current phase with the 4 swords, he has 2 main ones. The first one is Fourfold Mercy. He will light up all 4 of his swords in a random order, and then will swing them in that same order. For this, I'll be calling out the safe spots. They'll always be the cardinals, north, south, east, and west. Or rather, north, south, left, and right. I'll usually follow up by saying which marker we start on, but my calls will always be true north relative. So I may say something like north north, south south, start on alpha. Or left right right left, start on delta. Just keep that in mind when we are dodging. Look for the first marker, and usually it's either a quick swap or a late swap. The second mechanic that it has is going to be Seasons of Mercy. This will spawn an orb on one of the number markers, and then it will spawn an ice grid. You need to dodge the ice grid while looking away from this orb, and then it will spawn a flower on another one of the number markers. You need to get away from this flower as you dodge a second ice grid. It sounds quite messy, and for this fight, as well as the rest of the instance most likely, I'm gonna be marked with a plus if you need a safe spot. Hopefully safe anyway. Once he does those, the other mechanics that he has are going to be, other mechanics he has in this phase are nothing. He transitions between phases by doing a transition. These transitions all have their own mechanics. There's either for one of them, we will either be going inside the hitbox or behind the boss. Do not be in front of this, because it's usually followed up by tank busters. The other one will be a line stack that we will just dodge, or that we will stack for. And the last one is a swing to his front, back, left, and right. For this one, it's going to be into cardinal of the boss, or the corners. I'll try to call out a safe marker as well, if there's any easy ones to spot. But with that said, the second phase that he has is going to be the two big swords, and for this, you've seen it in normal mode. His swords will either be glowing or not, and depending on which, you'll either hide behind the barriers that the numbers are in front of, or you'll go behind, or you'll go in front of them to get knocked back into them. This is usually combined with chains, so just keep that one in mind. For the chains, you want to stay close. Once they snap, then split apart to break them. There's also dashes in this phase. If you've done Ifrit, Ravana, basically anything, you know how these work. The clones will spawn around the arena, and then they will dash in the same order that they spawned. I'll usually say to go out to a marker and then rotate around the boss, or around the arena. And lastly, the last mechanic I've not explained is going to be the rings on the floor. Also wiggle check. Move your characters. As you can see on the floor, there are rings of sand and of blue stone, which I'm not going to step on. These Seeker will jump on one of these rings and will make every single one of the same color, bad to stand on. So if I say to stand on sand, it means this yellow sand here, and if I say to stand on stone, it means on the blue stone that is in front of me. Any ring works. You also remember the middle is stone, so you can just stand middle if it is that one. The first time we see this, it's combined with Earthshakers. I forgot to run the command. Is it just that? Yes, it is. You can see the Earthshaker marker in the command I just ran. It is the very top image. If you see that, then you know to get away from the group. Away does not just mean through the boss, it means away from the boss. If he is at Charlie, C, then you need to be all the way at Alpha, A. There are 3 of these in a set, and there are 2 sets of them. That said, I do believe I went over everything. The last thing to mention is that mechanics in this whole fight will just combine in different ways. Even though I've explained them one by one, we will get multiple at a time as we go through. I will forget about them. I don't care. Yeah, fine. How many scholars do we have? We have 3.
We only have 1 ninja, so that's fine.
Okay. For scholars, we have Chu, Seal, and Talibran. So for chain strat, if I could have Seal be first, Chu second, and Talibran third. Confirm in chat that you've heard this. And if you have, then we should be good. We should be good to go. So let's start some ready checks. Again, for the whole instance, if you have any questions, feel free to say no to the check and ask. Also, hasty reminder.
Also, food reminder: if you have food,
Yeah,
please
if you have
eat
any
food.
if you have any raid food, it helps both with the damage and survivability.
Yep, extra HP and extra damage, always nice.
Golems too. Yeah,
We're just waiting on one person.
alrighty. It's not a problem.
Sadly, you don't get XP in here. Or do you?
You don't.
Okay, yeah.
That was actually a question asked on NA not long ago. Well, on one of the NA servers. Because someone just went, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it gives XP, and I had to go on an alt and do DRS just to check. Wait, does it actually? And no, it does not. Everything else in Majda does, but no. Alrighty. Golems too?
I'm gonna do another ready check.
Okay.
Okay, we're good.
Alrighty. Countdown is starting then. As with every countdown in the instance, it will be 30 seconds. Step inside the arena. Do not go to the blue stone, or you risk pulling the boss. We're pulling in 10. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We are going to start off with a raid wide. And then immediately go into swords. Again, I'll be calling out the safe spot for this. Okay, we're gonna get a bad pattern. North, south, south, north. Start on alpha. We're swapping after one swing. Swap. Wait. Swap back. Look away from 2. And get away from 4. Okay, back on the boss. Inside or behind, inside or behind. Just keep the boss facing the same way. Get behind the boss, there are a few tank busters coming. First one's immune. Okay. There we go. Careful with
That
aggro.
was a bit late.
Okay. Okay, everyone behind, Artemis in front. There we go. Good. Any tank provoke. Any tank. Thank you. Hollow. Okay, stay stacked for chains. Sprint. Break the chains. And then knock back into a barrier. Get knocked into a barrier in front of a barrier. Back on the boss. Afraid I can keep the boss for now. We're gonna get dashes with another thing. Gonna start on 1. Rotating clockwise. And we're gonna get knocked back into 2. Knocked back into 2. Knock back. Back on the boss. Raid wide. And then stack up towards the 2 marker. Okay, let 9 minutes take out. I go back. We're gonna get the rings. But first, some lines to dodge. dodge lines, and then on stone, be on blue stone. Next 2 sets will be with Earthshakers. If you get one, get away from the group. It is a late tell. Everyone on sand. Earthshakers away. Earthshakers away. And one more set on stone. Earthshakers away. Good. Dodge lines. Pull him back to mid. Raid wide. And then into Cardinal the boss. CD are safe. Into Cardinal the boss. Careful. Yeah. Gonna get dashes. Followed up by swords. Gonna start on Bravo, going counterclockwise. Okay, gonna be north, south, south, north again. Start on Alpha. Swap after one swing. Swap. Wait. Swap back. Work away from the orb, and get away from the flower. Stack up for chains. Sprint. Break them. Back on the boss, raid wide. And everyone behind the boss, we're gonna get a tank buster. Healers, this is a good time to arise, everyone dead. And if both healers are dead in a party, please mark them. You'll get the rings along with swords. It's right, right, left, left. Start on Bravo. On sand. Bravo and sand. Wait for 2 swings. There's one. Swap. On stone. Be on stone. And a bonus round. On stone again. Look away from 1. Get away from 4, go east. Get back on the boss. Raid wide, and then it's inside or behind. Inside or behind the boss, everyone looks fine. Okay, spend a bit between this. Let's see. It's gonna be a knockback. Knockback to 2. And then it's right, right, left, left of the clone. Start on the 2 side of the clone. Wait for 2 swings and then swap. On the clone, right, right, wait, swap. Stay stacked with chains. Break them, heal limit breaks, sorry. Yeah. Not seen that far into the fight in a while. Do not run ahead, there are traps. Apologies for the calls.
And everyone will be going to the right.
Yeah, everyone's going to the right. I'm gonna put a marker on that side. I forgot to ask, is anyone here to call Dahu?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Everyone's going to the right, towards the 1 marker. There are more traps, so be careful. 2 explosions. Okay, there we go. Artemis, that was not a decrease of accuracy. That is how that tank bust is supposed to be handled, which is why I called for you to be in front. Yeah. I saw that go. Alrighty. Do not pull Dahu just yet, obviously.
I mean, I'm also gonna check if
Yeah.
I have markers, everyone else has markers. I have
Uh,
markers.
I mean, you shouldn't need. Well, I don't think anyone has them safe, so. Yeah.
But yeah, Dahu is really simple, it's just a trash fight. It's essentially just dodge the orange markers on the floor, he does side cleaves, he drops puddles on people. When he does the side cleave, he does both sides in a row, so he shows the one marked first, then he swaps after. During the fight, you might get a numbered marker above your head, either 1, 2, 3, or 4. If you get that numbered marker above your head, go to the numbered marker that's in the arena. There should be a lion next to the markers, stand on that lion, and you will kill it with the fire that will be shot on you. That's essentially the entire Dahu fight. At the start, he will also do a dash, where he dashes in a random direction, and then he will dash opposite of that direction across the arena, so I will call a position where we go, which will be the position of the second dash. If you forgot your chest, you can go back and grab it. Just be careful of the traps.
This is your only chance to get your secret chest.
Yep.
After this fight, you can't get the Trinity Secret chest anymore.
But every other chest you'll be able to get.
Well, not the Dahu one as well.
I see quite a few people running back.
Yep, I should have mentioned that before. All loot in DRS is personal. I can't pick it up. Nobody can pick it up except for you.
And to double check if you have the loot, if you grab the Trinity Seeker chest, you should have a Runer's Plating or footgear.
Or if you're really lucky and like me, you have this. Apparently.
Bruh.
Alrighty.
You don't get to party. You don't get to raid it anymore.
Alrighty. If everyone's at Dahu, you can do ready checks, and I will pull on the countdown as well.
I see people coming back. Time for ready checks.
You can start countdown when you're ready. And I will see you all on the other side.
Countdown is started. It's 30 seconds. After you've done with your opener, range get out. There will be puddles that drop on everyone, and we want to make space for the melees. Touch the orange. He will charge now. He is going north, so everyone south, everyone south. Get away from in front of him. Now to his sides. Now you pull him back to the middle. We will get the first set of lions. They will do 2 dashes. That's the first set. And now the second set. He will get them numbered markers. Go to your numbered marker with your head marker. Kill the lion, not the marker. And now everyone else dodge this side thief, no into it, dodge into it. After the line dash, find the safe spot and get knocked into that safe spot. Then get back in. He will now cleave in the circle, always be on the side. This is the last one. There will now be a lot more orange to dodge. Oh no, it's the ad phase. Yeah. There will be a bunch of ads spawning, just AoE them down. And keep Nami alive. Now back on Dahu. A bunch more orange, but he should die during this. Good job. Is anyone dead? Doesn't look like it. Grab your chest, it's personal loot. If you've missed it, you can't come back to this. But it's just a fragment, so it isn't that much if you miss it. And Min should be back now.
Thank God for the re-raiser. This spell not working, the usual.
Oh, since we didn't mention it, if you have ever died, double check that if a re-raiser active. If you don't, press another one.
I'm gonna restart my game while you do explanations because my FPS is being really weird right now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Ah, everyone's already Queen Scout. I was slow for once.
Wow.
I mean, not a surprise considering I died, but yeah.
Wait, did we ever change the Queen's card markers to have the right ones?
We did.
Oh,
There you go. There is my mimic target, and there we go. Okay, let me do the Queen Scout command. There are a few things to sort out that I will go over immediately rather than later. First things first. Okay. Reflect positions. For healers, depending on your group anyway, please look at the reflect orbs image, and it's the very last one, and pick which one you want, H1 or H2. You can go bio now. I guess your co-heal can pick for you. But yeah, so healers, just pick one. Just remember, S1 is Slimes 1, S2 is Slimes 2, G1 is Golems 1, and so on. With that said, let me go over explanations for this fight. As you can see, in front of us, the 4 guards are all there. As with normal mode, we need to damage them down below a certain percent, and then they will jump. Once they do, 2 of them will come back down, and this fight will center around fighting 2 bosses at a time. The first 2 we will see are going to be the warrior and the knight. The warrior will be pulled to the side, and the knight will be pulled into the center. All mechanics in this fight are going to be coming from both Queens, or not all mechanics. All mechanics are going to be combinations of both Queensguard doing something at the same time. Keep that in mind. For the first set, the first thing we'll see is going to be Spellforger Steel Sting. Healers, this is what you discussed at the start. You should have one of each buff in your party. And if you would look at the Spellforge and Steel Sting table that we have, it's the one above the Reflect Orbs image. You can see which jobs need which buffs. Physicals need Spellforge, magic needs Steel Sting, and hybrids, jobs with both physical and magic attacks, need either one. And that is the gist of this mechanic. It's just for the healers, give the right buff to the right people. I'll be calling out which buff to give out, and which buff to remove. Once we see that, we get into the first actual mechanic of the fight, bombs. The warrior will spawn bombs around the arena, and he will then either tether them or not, just like in normal mode, and this will change which bomb you take. However, in Savage, there's also a chance that you are tethered, or that you are not tethered. So if you are, if you get, and for this mechanic, I'll be calling out which bomb you take, if depending on if you were tethered or not. So I may call something like tethered go to small, no tethered to big. This means that if you got tethered, you will go to the small bomb, and if you did not, you will go to the big bomb. It can be the other way around. Keep that in mind for when listening to calls. However, it would be too simple if it was just the bombs, so instead the knight is also doing something. The knight will spawn an orb in the center, and then will pick either sword or shield. If he is sword, the bombs we will take are going to be on the edge, nice and simple. There's a total of 8 of them, just go to any bomb that is on the edge of the arena. If he goes shield, this is where it gets a little complicated. There will be a knockback from the center, and you will need to get knocked back towards where the knight was. So if he spawns at 1, and he is dashing from 1 to 3, then you'll get knocked back to 1, or rather any bomb that is next to the 1 marker. Worst case, just go to the correct bomb, and try to handle the mechanic that way. That is it for the bomb mechanic. It takes seeing to actually understand. For now, just try to listen for the callouts. The second mechanic for this phase is going to be the wind and lightning tethers. So the warrior will tether people, just like with the first mechanic, or you might not tether them. It depends. And how it depends on randomness. If you were tethered, you'll be going to a wind puddle. These will be green, they spawn around the arena. And if you are not, you'll go to a purple lightning puddle. This is purple, and it also spawns around the arena. You just stand there until the mechanic resolves, and then you'll run to the middle, where the knight will be doing optimal play. The knight will do either a sword, which means you go away from him, or a shield, which means you go close to him. However, we'll always get close at the start, because he will also have 3 claws around him, which will also cleave in 3 of his sides. So, if the claws are pointed towards a delta, bravo, and alpha, this means the safe direction is Charlie. Whether it is Charlie in, if it's Charlie in, we will stay in the hitbox towards the middle of the arena, and if it's Charlie out, then we will stay out towards Charlie. It is bigger than his hitbox, so just play that careful. After that, the mechanics will repeat until the bosses die. The one thing I did forget to mention is dispels. I did assign this to Shimo and Chu. If you could confirm you have dispel for here. Okay, that's Shimo. If I could confirm Chu as well. The thing you will need to dispel is going to be the warrior, which is the one that's going to be on the side, all the way at Bravo. I'm going to just jump where it is. It's going to stand about here, and it will cast Boost. When it does this, you need to dispel it. If you happen to die before the dispel, if you happen to die at all, then please say so we know that we're going to have the dispel. This is only for the first set of bosses. Okay. Once the first set is dead, we will get into the second one, with the soldier and the gunner. The soldier will be pulled to the side towards Delta, and the gunner will be pulled towards mid. Wiggle check as well. I've been talking a while. Move your characters, don't get kicked. So, the soldier will be pulled to the side, and the gunner to the center. The first mechanic we will see is gonna be fire frogs from the soldier. This will spawn 4 fire orbs on the arena, 2 of them big, 2 small. They will move, and the safe spot will be between the 2 small fire orbs. I'll try to call out which direction it is. They do move second, so you can also look for that. This is comboed with the gunner's main mechanic, which is the open spot. Everyone here has done the Orban Monastery, where you get to fight Mustadio. You get a 270-degree circle around you with one open spot. You need to aim this open spot to the center, towards the gunner. This is depending on your character, on your character's facing. Yes, throw hole. It's the meme. So you show the hole, the open spot towards the gunner in the center, because he will do. You will get a doom stack if you do not do that, and then he will spawn turrets on the side. So on east and west. And if you look at the turret positioning image in Bunrun chat, you can see an example of the turrets. They alternate, so if there is one here, there's going to be a gap, and then another one here, and then a gap, and then another one here. And wherever there is a gap, there is always a turret on the other side. Once you've aimed your open spot at the gunner, you will then aim it to a turret on the side. If you are next to a turret, great, aim it at it. If you're between two at a gap, aim it to the other side. It is a lot to take in. As with every mechanic, I should have mentioned Ultimate Seeker. If you need to drop uptime to do the mechanic, please do that. It is fine for you to do so. It is preferred for this mechanic because you need to change your character's facing. With that said, the second mechanic we will see is going to be the turrets. Naimia and Freya, I believe you both know what to do for those. For everyone else, we will be killing the turrets. They spawn about on Bravo and Delta, the markers. We ignore the bosses when this happens, and we just focus down the turrets. Because if we leave them up too long, they will die. For Freya and Naimia, remember to immune the cast once it is about halfway through. And Freya might need some healing for the healers that are in that party. Once the turrets are dead, then the next mechanic we'll see is going to be fire or ice. You've probably seen this around, mostly in Seed of Sacrifice. For ice, you need to keep moving, keep attacking. Do not stop to cast. Casting does not count. You need to just wiggle around until the whole thing is over. And for fire, you need to do the opposite. You need to stop moving, stop casting, stop attacking, untarget the boss, take your hands off the keyboard. Do anything that is not playing the game. Just respect it, because you will die in 1 to 2 ticks if you do not. And once that is dead, happens, there is one more mechanic we might see, which is going to be the jumping clones. Same from normal mode, the soldier will spawn 4 clones on the arena, tether 2 of them, and then they will jump around a few times. Then we will go to the safe clones, and we will do the open spot from the gunner, same as the first time. So open spot to the middle, and then open spot to the turret. Yes, don't even go for that. That said, one more wiggle check, and I will get into the last phase. Okay. For the last phase, the four bosses will spawn on the intercardinals, and then a lot of spheres will spawn. The first ones I'm going to talk about are the reflect orbs, the spiritual spheres, I believe they're called. The healers, as I said before, pick whichever side you are going to. You'll be standing on the orb when it spawns, and then the orb will do an AoE. You need to press a light curtain to then reflect that AoE back at the orb, killing it. You don't have a lot of time for this. I will try to call it out when to press the curtain, but a decent amount of time is just counting to 3 once you see the orb spawn. So, count to 3, press the curtain, stand inside the AoE that it does, and the reflect will hit the orb back and kill it. This will happen twice around the fight, around the last phase. So just keep that in mind. The second thing to mention is going to be for the tanks. If you still have your immune by this point, you need to turn on your stance. I will have the tanks from golems go north. Is it? No, golems go south. Sorry. And then slimes go north. And about here, at the edge of the arena, you'll see an aura sphere spawn. Everyone that is not the healers needs to kill these aura spheres. And tanks, you need to fight for aggro, provoke it if you need to. Once the orb dies, it will leave a marker on the person that had aggro, and this marker will do a heavy tank buster. Press your immune, if you happen to get it. If I could just confirm a north one and a south one for this bit, this will happen twice, by the way. So if you're on slimes and you want to volunteer for the north orb, just say N1. If you're on golems, you want to volunteer for the second one, say S1. And for healers, just make sure to heal your tanks, especially if they are a Dark Knight, because otherwise they will just die from Living Dead, as is usual.
What are we volunteering for? Sorry.
Aura spheres.
I can do one.
Okay. You are gonna be south 2 then.
Gotcha.
Okay. That's taken care of. And then the last thing to mention are the bosses themselves. The 4 will spawn around the arena, as I mentioned. Once we've taken care of the first set of orbs, we'll start killing the bosses. They will occasionally spawn shields around themselves. These you need to hit the open spot. The ones are not covered by shields, otherwise you'll get knocked back. Special note for any Astros, for any White Mages, and for any Dancers. Do not use Lord of Crowns, do not use Asais, do not use Dancers. Because if you do, and you hit multiple wards, and one of them happens to face the shield towards you, you are gonna be hit, and you will be knocked back. And potentially into the wall. Worst case, best case, you get a Doom stack, just one. But it's preferred that you just don't and play it safe. Earthly Star is still fine for Astros, though. Feel free to press that. Just do not press Lord of Crowns. That said, I believe that is all for this fight. Tanks, have you agreed on which one's taking which? Yep, good. Alrighty, then I will trust that you've already taken care of that, and we can start doing ready checks.
For the Earthly Star quick explanation, Lord of Crowns goes from you, and your Earthly Star is technically a pet. That's why it doesn't count.
Yes. Earthly Star is a pet, it is not from the Astro itself. Can you repeat the bombs? Okay. The warrior will spawn bombs around the arena, and then we'll tether them or not. It can either tether the bombs or it cannot tether the bombs, but it can also do the same thing to you, so it can either tether you or not. And I'm gonna be calling if you will take a small bomb or a big bomb based on if you were tethered or not. So saying something like tethered to big, no tethered to small. This means that if you were tethered, you'll go to a big bomb. If you're not, you go to a small bomb. This is combined with the knight doing either a sword or a shield. If it's sword, we take the bombs on the edge. If it's a shield, we get knocked back from the middle to a bomb. You do not want to be near the edge with the knockback, otherwise you will just get thrown into the wall. One more thing to mention is that both bosses do need to die around the same time. Otherwise, they will just otherwise the other one will enrage. Okay.
And now for a wiggle check, move your character a bit so you don't get AFK kicked.
Well, the ready checks just did that.
I mean, yeah, but, you know, safety.
Hydration check. Drink some water. That's a reminder for myself, honestly. Alright. Pray no threatening people with good times. let me see who's ready. Golems 1 times 1, 2, 3. Golems 3. Alright.
We're
Just waiting on one more. Yeah,
we're
yeah.
waiting one person.
Yep. So you can get inside the arena. I'm gonna place the Bravo and Delta markers. Do not get close to the bosses, by the way. So if you need Spellforge, go on Delta. If you need Steel Sting, go on Bravo. Healers can start handing it out before the fight. Do not target the bosses. Do not get close to them. You technically can, but it's better that you don't, because if we early pull, everyone's outside the arena. We're not dealing with that today. Don't go anywhere, just waiting on one, and then we will go.
Golems 2 is ready.
Alrighty. Countdown is starting. Get inside the arena. Again, do not get close to the boss. Delta for Spellforge, Bravo for Steel Sting. Please prioritize our main tanks when you give the buffs out. They're the ones with triangle and circle. Triangle and square. We're pulling in 10. Where do hybrids go? Pick one. 2, 1, let's go. Make sure to keep our tanks nice and healthy. They will be taking a lot of damage. First set of raid wides. Do we skip the second? We do not. Okay. No, we skipped half of it. Okay. Warrior to the side, assault, and knight into the center. Warrior to the side. Thank you. Give out Spellforge. Give purple, remove yellow.
Mori, turn off your stance.
Please turn off your stance, yes. We're gonna get bombs first. It's gonna be a knockback. Okay, if you're tethered right now, you are going to a small bomb. It's gonna be knockback from the center. Go towards Charlie, Delta. Tether to small, no tether to big. Knockback from center. Stand on your bomb. If you fall down first, move into an explosion. Back on the bosses. Dispel soon. Dispel the warrior now. Thank you. And raid wides. This is a good time to raise people if they are dead. We have some downtime. Okay, we're gonna get wind and lightning tethers. If you're tethered, you're going to wind. Tether to wind, no tether to lightning. Press your sprint. Go to middle. It's gonna be in towards Bravo. In Bravo. Dispel on the warrior. And yeah, more damage on the warrior. Tank busters. Casters remember to press gear 4. Heal up your party. Give a damage buff. Give Steel Sting. Remove Spellforge. Give yellow. Remove purple. Stop attacking the warrior, hit the knight in the center. It's gonna be bombs on the edge. If you're tethered, you're going to small. Do not kill the warrior, do not kill the warrior. Tethered to small, no tethered to big, bombs on the edge. On the edge. If you fall first, move into an explosion. Do not kill the warrior. We're killing the knight first. Dispel on the warrior. You will see the raid wide. Yeah. Raid wide and then second set. Okay. Soldier to the side, and then gunner into the center. We will get fire frogs. We're gonna follow the two small ones. Safe spot is 2. Safe spot is towards 2. Freya can go now. Okay, open spot to the gunner in the center. Open spot to the center. And then to a turret. Open spot to a turret. Back on the bosses. Raid wide. Oh no, tank buster's immune. Just immune. Okay.
Somebody grab the soldier.
Split the bosses, raid wide. If you have the bosses, just split them for tanks. Oh my god, okay.
Don't forget to pop another re-racer if you've died.
I'm gonna get turrets. Hold your 2 minutes if you have them. Hold your buffs. Spend them on the turrets. Tanks, pick up your turrets now. If you have
Someone
aggro
else
of the
put-
turrets,
Yeah.
press your
Lori, pick
immune.
up.
And kill the turrets, ignore bosses. Okay, turret on Bravo. Good, back on the bosses. Ice, keep moving, keep casting, keep attacking. Okay. A little more damage on the soldier. Please raise the people marked with 1 and 2. Okay, gotta follow the 2 soldiers that are not tethered. They're on 2 and 4. Bravo. The entire west side is safe. Delta is safe. Open spot to the gunner in the center. Open spot to the gunner. To a turret.
If you have LB free, go in the middle and heal LB. Get 1 and 2 up that I can heal LB free as well. Raid wide,
Thank you.
get 1 and 2 up please. Healers that have a rise, get 1 and 2 up.
Tank busters. Okay, one more mechanic. This is gonna be turrets with ice and fire. Dodge the turrets. Fire, stop moving, untarget the bosses, stop attacking. Once this is over, kill the gunner. Ignore everything. Kill the gunner. Good. Healers to your reflect spots. Tanks, if you have your immune, tank stance is on. Slimes north, Golem south. Fight for aggro with the aura spheres.
We need someone else to take S2. I don't have my immune.
Fight for aggro. If you have your immune, turn on your stance. Okay. Second.
Only attack on the open side.
Do not attack the fields. One orb missed, northwest. Stop attacking. Stop attacking. Stop attacking. Only hit the open sides. Healers to your flex spots for the second set. Tanks if you still have your immune. A second set of aura spheres. If you get marked immune, only attack on the open spots now. Okay. If you have healer, break and people dead, press it. Nope. Okay.
There's quite a few people dead. There's also 2 chests because we did a duel.
Do not run ahead. Yeah. Let's get people up first. The 2 guards got close to each other and did a buffed raid wide.
When the guards are tethered, they get like a big damage increase, and then the raid just killed us.
Yeah. It does, I think, double damage, something stupid like that, and yeah. It is very rare, but yes.
Looks like everyone is up.
Yep.
Don't forget to click another re-raiser if you died.
Don't forget to grab your loot.
Yep, 2 chests.
And also, it seems like someone got a secret.
Nice. Yep,
Now,
getting the... yeah.
There are no traps to Phantom, so you can freely walk to Phantom.
And yeah, turn off your stances, and Naomi is back to our main tank for this. Okay, once we're at Phantom, this boss is thankfully a lot simpler. I should have moved this for this. Yes, yeah. First off, is there... Okay, someone's already volunteering for Banish. Go ahead. Alrighty. With Banish sorted, then we can get on to the actual boss mechanics. He has... it's a lot of just dodging. At the start, we'll either go to either Alpha or Delta, and then we will go down the line towards the number markers, so from Delta to 4, or Alpha to 1. Once we're at the number markers, we're just going to do some dodges between them. So something like stand on 1, wait for 3 hits in the 2 column, stand on 2, wait for 3 hits in the 1 column, and then that's it. Assuming we do get past that and the boss is not dead, then we will see the add phase. For this, the boss will spawn red ghosts and white ghosts. We need everyone to kill the red, and we need the healers to heal the white ghosts. How many white mages do we have right now? We have 5. Okay. Then, I believe it is Ray that is an Astra. It is. Alrighty. Then, for the first set, everyone is going to heal the white ghost, the singular one, assuming we do see it. For the second set, Eve and Evander, so the Golem's healers, you'll be just pressing Benediction on the 2 white ghosts. And for the third set with the 3 whites, the 3 Slimes healers, you can Benediction yours. Just pick one and hit it. Everyone else kill the reds, and that should be all that we see. We can start doing ready checks. And yes, a stance check, make sure it's off.
Dead face isn't that bad, it's just annoying.
Yeah. Damage is a little lower this one. Reminder, you can use your damage actions. for this whole instance. Your font of power, your font of magic, chain spell, dervish. You can use all of those. Cast those press gear forward to heal your parties.
Yeah, also keep the bravery buff up. You have to refresh
Yep.
it every minute.
Do both of those, yes. Damage actions are the bread and butter of Bosjo. They're how you do the big damage. That's what Iron Golems do.
Oh. Sorry.
Do you not? Was it ready?
I was distracted. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're ready.
Alrighty, countdown is starting. Banish is already sorted. Do not worry about it. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Raid wide, the one and only. Don't worry about it. And we are going towards Delta. Go to Delta. Provoke if you have it. Thank you. We're gonna go from Delta all the way to 4. The donut is a little faster than normal. Keep that in mind. Yeah. Once you're at 4, you can stop moving. Do not walk into the wall. And move to 3. And we will stay here. The 4 column is going to be hit for the 3 times, and then we will swap to it. For now, stay on 3. There's 1, 2, swap to 4. And the same thing again. There's 1, 2, swap to 3. Yep, we are seeing the ads. Kill the first white ghost, everyone else kill the reds. Yeah. Golems 1 benediction. Golems 3. Slimes 1, get ready. Slimes 1 benediction. 2. And 3. There we go.
Wait a bit, don't go into the middle.
Interrupt the boss.
Interrupt. Now you can hit the
just-
boss again.
It doesn't actually kill, by the way. It just looks like it.
Oh, okay.
Do not run ahead, there are traps. There are traps, do not run.
But they look so tasty.
No. If someone has perception and can slot it, please say so. I did hear 1 slot. Yeah. Be very careful around traps, around corners. If you don't see traps spawning, please stand still. Once we're down the stairs, there are 4 more traps. Do not run into any of these, or you could wipe the raid, and we'd need to re-instance. Or more likely, just cut the raid short. Careful around corners. Careful around corners. Okay. All traps are found. And once we are Trinity Avowed, we can take a 5-minute break. Yeah. Yeah, once everyone is at Trinity Avowed, we can take a 5-minute break, so we'll be back at 28. Please don't play with the Marcus. Alright, people should be coming back now, so we can start doing ready checks. Make sure everyone is here. We do have a disconnect, yes. They are reconnecting at the moment. We should be. Alright. Okay, once everyone's back, or at least the newbies mainly, then I can start explanations. I know we have one disconnect, so don't worry about that for now. We should be coming back. I will cover a few things before we go, though. First off, excellence for this fight should be Gwyn on physical, and then Amelia on magical. Okay, Gwyn, you have the correct set. Where is Amelia? If you could go to the front. Yeah, I see you. There you go. Yep, that looks correct. Well, font and magic orientation's wrong, but that is correct still. So, if you are a physical and you want to mimic, you have, if you're physical, you have Gwyn, and if you are magic, you have Amelia to go with. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. But that is sorted, at least. Okay. As for explanations for this boss, I believe who's missing from Slimes 1 Hollow?
I think we have a newbie that is missing. Demi. But I'm going to check.
Okay, that's a movie. It's fine.
Yeah, it is.
Golems groups. Golems 1. Okay, Golems 1's here. Golems 2. That was excellence. Don't worry about it.
The green for your question, if you have Mimic slotted, click on the bind 1 marked person and press the Mimic on them. They will then give you both Font of Power and Excellence.
The person that asked is a Nubian, so they shouldn't have that, but yeah. Alrighty. Golems do.
Slimes are back. Slimes on is back now, so we are good.
Yeah.
We're all here.
Okay, you're all here. Okay, everyone's here then. I can start doing explanations.
Quick wiggle
Welcome.
check. Quick wiggle
Yeah.
check. Move your character real quick.
Yeah, move your characters. Actually, a few things before I start explanations. A reminder to be using your DPS actions. DPS has been relatively low, and I suspect it's just because of not pressing actions, whether it's because there's all mechanics or whatever. Just make sure to be pressing them whenever you see them off cooldown. And the second thing is make sure you have a re-raiser active if you have one in your holster, and if you don't have the buff active, obviously. But with that said, I can get on with explanations for Avowed. The main mechanic of this boss is hot and cold. You've seen it in normal mode. It will give you a temperature, either hot 1, hot 2, cold 1, or cold 2, and what you need to do is get hit by an opposite element to resolve it. So if you get a hot 1, you need to get hit by a cold 1 to go back to neutral, and then save your temperature. That is the basic gist of how this fight works, or the main mechanic of this fight. The second main thing you'll see is the Force March. This happens, I think, 3 times in the fight. The distance that this Force March will take you is 2 squares. So if I start here, where C is, and I am facing north, my Force March is pointing left. I'm going to go 2 tiles left, and end up here. Keep in mind this distance. You'll go 2 tiles exactly from the middle of one tile, skipping over 1, to the next tile over. You need to use this to dodge some things and position for some other, and to dodge and position for some mechanics. Now for the actual mechanics of the fight. When pulled, actually no, there's a few more notes to say. First off, raid wides in this fight will require an ether shield, so tanks, at least one in the party, preferably both if one of you is not experienced. Please have your ether shields on. Equip it over your banner if you have that active. And for every raid wide, I will call for you to press your ether shield. This is because the raid wides in this fight hit really fucking hard. and so Ether Shield just helps with that mitigation. Casters, you can really help with healing in this fight with your Cure 4s if you happen to be alive. The second thing to mention is the tank busters. All the ones in this fight are a share, so all tanks need to be in front when they go off. I will try to call for that as well. That said, when the boss is pulled, she will start off with a tank buster, then a raid wide, and then we'll do weapon roulette. She'll pull out her 3 weapons, same as normal mode, in a random order. For staff, we will move away from the boss. For sword, we will go in front. And for bow, we go behind. The order of the weapons is random, and it dictates the order of mechanics that we get to see. So, let's just assume that it is starting with sword, then staff, then bow for the rest of the explanations. For the first sword mechanic, she will teleport between 2 and 3, and then spawn 3 other clones. Once she has spawned the clones, she will become untargetable, and then there will be one safe spot that is one of the number markers. You also get a hot and cold during this, and what you need to do is you stand on the safe spot that is not going to be hit by any of the clones, and you need to look for the one clone that has your element. Face it, check which direction its sword is pointing, and move that direction from the safe spot. So, if the safe spot is 4, your clone is north between 1 and 2, and it is pointing towards the right, then you need to move right of 4 to the 3 tile. Never go into cardinal. You do not need to go towards the clone to 2. That will just kill you. You only need to be hit by 1 swing, not 2. The first time this happens, these swords will swing twice, so if you want to, you can stay in the safe spot for the very first swing, check how the mechanic works, see if you could figure out your safe spot. Then once we have a second safe spot, you can go and try to resolve your temperature then. Now, and that will be the end of the mechanic. She just swings her sword twice, and then comes back, the clones vanish, and every mechanic will finish with a raid wide. So again, Ether Shields need to be pressed. Once she's back, raid wide, and then we'll go into the next mechanic. I think I said I would do bow second. For bow, she will recenter, face north, and cleave her sides and front, so everyone needs to be behind towards the south. Then everyone will get a force march, and a tank buster will happen, so tanks go in front. Then a firewall will spawn. The firewall will be either on Bravo or Delta, and what you need to do is use the force march to get away from it. So again, you start in the middle here, and need to force march away from the firewall. If it's on Delta, then you point your force march to the east, and you go all the way to Bravo. Or the other way around. If it is on east, then you need to force march to west, you point your force march to left. Once you are hopefully safe from the firewall, you'll now be dealing with a column. Avowed will spawn a ladder game, which you can see an example of in the first image. And then we'll spawn the arrows on the other side of the arena. There is no white line like in normal mode that you can follow. You need to follow your arrow manually for this. Though the simple rule to follow is that the arrows will take every single turn they can. If you need to stop and resolve the mechanics, that is entirely fine. You can do this by either highlighting it with your mouse, or not highlighting, but like moving your mouse along with the arrow to see where it encounters a turn, or you can use your finger, or you can use your eyes, however you prefer. Just try to find out where the arrow lands, and you need to move to it manually. Once you're in position, just wait for the arrows to move, they will hit, and then you can go back to the boss. Again, this ends with a raid wide. And lastly is going to be staff. For staff, we need to get away from the boss for the movement. You need to stand towards the middle, because she will spawn 4 proximities on the edge of the arena. And then you'll get a force march and a hot and cold. You need to check what hot and cold you have, find out which meteor that you need, and then you need to aim your force march to go to that meteor. Once you're there, you'll be hit, and then you resolve your temperature. That is the mechanic over. And yes, wiggle check, thank you. Move your characters, because we're only halfway through this. Now, that is the first set of weapons, where you just have to deal with a hot and cold, and the weapons themselves. For the second set, you'll deal with the same things, except this time you have an extra element in the shape of an elemental brand. For this whole fight, I recommend you look at your debuffs and not at the elemental bar on your head. The elemental brand does not reflect the bar on your head, so do not use it. For the elemental brand, you can think of it as a second hot and cold. So if I have a 1 hot cold, a 1 hot and cold, and a 2 cold elemental brand, that is 2 cold and 1 hot, equaling 1 cold in actuality. Which means to equal it, I need 1 hot. It sounds complicated. It can be at first. The way I resolve it is honestly looking at the debuffs and counting the arrows to find out what I need. So if I see 2 blue and 1 red, then I go with 1 more red. That is the gist of the that is the gist of the elemental brand. Now, to start off, again in the same order, the second sword mechanic will work the exact same, except this time you might need to get hit twice. This happens if you get cold 2 and another cold 2, in which case you need to get hit by hot 2 and then a second hot 2. You can only get hit by 1 sword at a time, don't try to get hit by multiple. And the second, and that is all for sword mechanic. It works the same, other than that. For the bow mechanic, this is the scary one. The Trinity Avowed will spawn clones on the Bravo and Alpha wall. We need to dodge these. And then once we do, we need to then sprint away from the firewall. This time you don't force march, you sprint manually. And then you end up at either Bravo or Delta. From there, this is where the fun begins. You'll get a hot and cold, an elemental brand, so you need to add them up and figure out what you need. And then you get a force march. You need to find out which arrow you need, follow it to find out where it lands, and then aim your force march so that you end up where that spot is. I would highly recommend you drop uptime for this. Just do the mechanic. That is the worst by far, and hopefully we don't see it, but there's always a chance. Once that's over, then same as usual, we have a raid wide, we have a tank buster, and then we're off to the last mechanic, which in this explanation is Staff 2. Similar to Staff 1, proximity spawn around the arena, you have a hot and cold and an elemental brand. And what you need to do is add them up, find out which singular element that you need. And then you need to move to your meteor manually this time. And you need to dodge clones on the east and north wall. In each quadrant, I'm just going to borrow the markers for a second. I'm going to use the bottom right quadrant for an example. In each of these quadrants, only one of these 4 safe spots is going to be safe. Only one of these squares is going to be safe. So, it'll either be Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, or Delta. The rest will all be hit by the clones. You can either look at the east and north wall to find out which one is safe, or you can see where people are jumping, because more likely than not, they've already figured it out. I can try to call it, and in which case, if I say outside corners, I mean these, the white tiles on the corners. If I say inside corners, it is the white tiles on the inside of the 4 corners. And then the green tiles, good luck. It is hard to call those, so I would rather not to not confuse people. And that covers everything that Trinity of Out does. I do believe. No, I did forget something. Yeah, in Bow 2, there is a chance that the arrow that your buffs will add up to an equal. In which case, you don't follow an arrow, you follow the empty spot as if there's an arrow there. Follow it like everything else. It can take every turn that it will. It will take every turn that it can. It will land on a spot. You will not get hit, and then your deals will resolve themselves. And now I believe I've covered everything, so we can do ready checks. For the people doing excellence for the first time, do you understand what you're doing with it? If not, feel free to ask questions. And since I see ready checks going up, feel free to use raid food as well. Once again, HP and damage helps. Remember to use your damage actions. Casters, remember, Cure 4 is a really good healing tool. Just press it to heal. Let your healers press damage instead, if you happen to be alive anyway. You press your excellence, you swap to your secondary action, in your case a Cure 4 I believe, and then you just press Cure 4 and Font of Magic and go off. There you go. All groups are in fact ready. Step inside the arena. We'll start a countdown. I will drink when this one is done. When this one is done.
Drink what?
Yeah. Water.
Water?
Water.
Your war.
Ball water?
3, 2, 1, let's go. Tank Buster, all tanks in front. And then a raid-wide ether shields up. Oh, check where I go. Okay. Sword in front, she's tilted, just be careful. In front of the boss, in front of the boss, in front of the boss. Okay. Second is staff away, get away. And Maris can go. Back in, and everyone can start towards south. We're getting both. Okay. Tanks in front. Shared tank buster coming up. And everyone gets a force march. Remember, you need to face this, so you march to either Bravo or Delta. We are force marching towards Bravo. Force march to Bravo. If someone dies in the flames and re-raises, you can rescue them out. Okay, you have a hot and cold. Find your arrow and follow it down. Drop up time if you need to, move to your arrow. Okay. Back on the boss. Ether shields up. And we are gonna get staff, I believe. Nope, it's sword. Everyone in front. In front of the boss. Okay. Sorry, that's on me. Okay, you're gonna get a Hong Cold. And you need to check your Hong Cold, find out which elements you need. First safe spot is 4, be on or next to 4. 2 is death, do not be on 2. Okay. Second safe spot is on 2. Be on or next to 2. 4 is death, do not be on 4. Okay, back on the boss. Raid wide, Ether shields up. And then we get staff, range and healers, you can move away. Staff away. Back on the boss. You have a hot and cold. Check which element it is. Find out what you need. Do not raise people. Okay, well that person's dead. You have a force march. Stand towards the middle. Find your meteor and force march to it. Do not greed. Force march to the meteor that you need. And back on the boss. Ether shields up. We're going into second weapons next, starting off with bow. Okay. Bow behind, go towards the south. We're gonna dodge the clones, they're on north and east. The white tiles, corners of the boss. Sprint, and go to Delta, go now. Sprint to Delta. Okay. Feel free to drop your uptime here. You have a hot and cold. And you're getting an elemental brand. Check your debuffs, add them up, find out what you need. It might be nothing. You have a quick march. Find out which direction you're going. Find your arrow, find where it lands, and force march to it. Don't greed, just do the mechanic. Back on the boss. Keep the boss at the wall. Ether shields up. And then tanks on the wall for a raid wide. Sorry, tank buster. Tanks on the wall, press mitigations. And then aim the boss towards middle, hit sword. Sword in front, just be towards middle. Okay, hold your buffs. You're gonna get a hot and cold. And you're gonna get an elemental brand. Add them up, find out what you need. You might need to get hit twice. First safe spot is on 2. Be on or next to 2. And second safe spot is towards 4. Is on 4. Once this mechanic is over, do not heal limit break just yet. Do not limit break just yet. Do not wait for the raid wipe to hit and then press it. Do not limit break. Raid
Ether
wipe,
shield.
ether shields
Ether
up.
shield.
And limit breaks go now. Limit breaks now. Next is staff away. If your co-heal is close to the boss, rescue them out. Staff away from the boss. Back towards middle. You have a hot and cold. Let's kill the boss. We're not doing this. Okay, good. Quite messy, but that's what happens when you see bow 2. Okay. One more piece of loot. If you run ahead, do not go as a queen. We have a little bit of a secret. If you're new, please go back south outside of the arena. Yeah, we are gonna hug this pink trap. Hug it very close, not the orange one. There are a lot of people here. All right, split up between the two traps. Yeah, this is fine. Just get close, very close, very, very, very close. And that seems to be everyone. Pop it. Congratulations, you are now small.
Holy shit, I'm so small.
This is required, by the way. It is not just for a fun meme, but yes, this is what we need to do. It is actually required, it's not just a quote-unquote required. Yes, it's required that one person does it. It's still required. Fuck you, fine. Alright, fine, I'll drink.
Stay hydrated.
No.
Oh, okay. Die.
Sure.
Wait, how do you...
Happily.
I actually...
Right.
Oh, there we go.
Jump at the door, and yep, Mia's through. Once we're down the stairs, do not move. Do not move, there are traps ahead.
I've never actually done that before.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do not move, there are traps. If someone has perception, please slot it, say so. If you see people moving, don't follow them. Just because someone knows where to go doesn't mean you do. Okay, we have perceptions, cool. There are 3 traps total. Minis, careful, you're gonna speed up in a bit. There's one more trap on the bridge. Stand on alpha and press perception. There we go. All traps are found. It's good. And we're at Minotaur. Re-raisers, we can do that after. For now, let's deal with this. Go. Do I have any hiding tanks that would like to volunteer? If so, mark yourselves 1, 2, 3, and 4. And yes, welcome to Steve. This is the boss nobody can name. And if you're wondering why this is required, if we try to go to Queen right now without having killed him, then the Queen will be not immune, but she cannot die. She has a defense buff, she has a damage buff, and even if you try to get her to even if you try to kill her, she will not die.
She gets to 1 HP and casts Benediction.
Not even Benediction, she just stays at 1.
Oh wait, that's the wrong boss.
He just heals himself at any point.
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. But for now, we need to do this boss. as much as it is a trash boss like Dahu and Phantom, it does have mechanics and it is very deadly. I see the 1, 2, 3, and 4 marked, so I am going to say, for the sake of safety, I'm going to give you all trappers. Okay, Yorenta, if you could go with Hollow. Yep, you are going to be with Hollow, so you're going to go on 4 and rotate clockwise. Radas, I could have you go with Nymea. So that would be from north gone clockwise. Sassy and Freya both marked. Mia, you have not volunteered, I don't think. No.
Oh, no.
Could you go with south with Freya? Mark yourself with bind 3. And then lastly, Mori, could I ask you to back up for Sassy? Okay. Then that will be on to you, all the kiting tanks, the ones with binds plus your anti. You're going to be following your co-tank. For the tanks kiting, are you all fine taking your own trap, or do you need your helper to do that for you?
I have elixirs, I should be able to take mine.
Just making sure. Sassy and Freya. Okay, then that will be for Mia. You can take Freya's trap.
Yep.
Yep, you need to immune and run through. With that sorted, let's get into actual mechanics for everyone. I'm sorry, but this takes a while. For the fight here, the big boss himself, the Stagemalak Lord, aka Steve, is not actually our main target. We do not want to spend big damage on him, because if he goes down to 70%, he will start the ad phase, which is a lot more deadly, and we want that to last as short as possible. So, for the start, we will hold damage. All you need to do is know where your arm's length or your shortcast is, because there is a knockback, and then just you need to know how to dodge orange. That is the only bit that the Lord will do, hopefully. If he does anything else, I can explain it or call it out just in time. It's all very basic. For the rest of the fight, for the ad phase, this is where things get interesting. I'm gonna start with specific global mechanics that affect everyone, rather than the specific mechanics for specific roles. The kiting tanks all know what they're doing. Well, the people with tanks marked, I should say, know what they're doing. I at least hope. If you have questions, please ask. But for everyone else, there are 3 major mechanics. The main thing about the ad phase is the whole arena is going to be covered in poison, except for 2 things. First off, this ring over here, and the ring in the middle around the Lord himself.